Hello, Pokemon trainers! Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium Singles video. This is part of my Road to Master series, where I try to climb the online Battle Stadium Singles ladder in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We are nearing the end of this season. Of course, I'm super excited. In a few days, starting on February 1st, we will have Series 2 rule set, which means that the Paradox Pokemon will be legal in Battle Stadium Singles and doubles for what it's worth. So I'm really excited about that. I'm starting to, breed Pokemon, not breed Pokemon, I'm starting to catch some Paradox Pokemon and get ready for that new season. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. With that being said, as we end the season here, as we near the end of the season here, today I'm featuring a team that was actually one of the top finishing teams in the first season of Battle Stadium Singles for Scarlet and Violet. This is a really strong looking team. I've tested it just a little bit, and as you'll notice, of course, there are some interesting choices on the team, so I'm going to try to quickly talk through them. Here's the team code if you want to try it out yourself. The person who made this team is a Japanese player. They do have a YouTube channel, and I did watch some of their videos or some of their gameplay where they featured this team. Now, of course, personally, I do not speak Japanese at all. I do not understand it, so I did not understand anything they were saying in the video, but I think the gameplay still kind of speaks for itself and makes a lot of sense in a lot of cases. So I also read the report that they wrote for the team using Google Translate, so obviously I did not understand a lot of it, but from what I got from it, I feel like I still have a decent understanding of what the team's looking like. So anyways, we've got Choice Specs Rotom, pretty straightforward at this point with the Tera Fairy type. We've got Tera Electric Baxcalibur, also pretty self-explanatory. This one does not have Glaive Rush though, but the three moves it does have are really strong coverage together. We also have Mimikyu, Life Orb with Swords Dance. It's also Tera Fire, which is very unique, but aside from that, everything else about it is pretty traditional for Mimikyu. The last three Pokemon are probably the most unconventional Pokemon on the team. Now, first we have Kingambit, which is not super unconventional. It is a Pokemon that's been, I think, gaining a lot of popularity, a lot of usage in singles right now, and it's a really good Pokemon. It actually has an excellent typing and just really good moves. It's a big threat. Now, as you'll notice, this one has Substitute with Leftovers. I believe this is a Bulky Kingambit. So, I mean, this thing just survives all day long. It survives against everything, and Substitute is there to kind of maybe protect you from like burn and stuff like that. And then, of course, we have Guillotine. I think that's how you say it, Guillotine. I'm gonna say Guillotine, which is the one-hit KO move. Again, I did not make this team. I know I complained about these moves in the past. There was a game where I lost to Fissure Dondazo. But, since someone else made this team and it seems to have worked for them, I'm gonna try it out. Finally, we have Bulky Garchomp with Hazard. So we've got Stealth Rock Spikes, Dragon Tail and Earthquake, Tera Fairy type, max HP, max defense. Good stuff. And then finally, we have probably the most interesting set on the entire team, and that is Assault Vest Skeledirge. So really interesting stuff. I believe it's like max HP and then like almost max special attack with some, I believe, some speed investment. I could be wrong though. Either way, I think this thing is mainly to help against Rotom, opposing Rotoms. And also with the Assault Vest, it lets us take special attacks pretty well. And then also Skeledirge has pretty decent physical defense on its own. So I think this thing will throw a lot of people off. Now, personally, I prefer the Skeledirge set that I've been using, which is, max HP, pretty much max defense, just tank physical hits from things. This time around though, we are just going to try this one right here, and we'll see how it goes. But I think it's really interesting. Obviously, once again, I did not make this team, so we'll see how it ends up playing, but it looks like a lot of fun. So let's get to those games. And we're on game number one. My opponent has two interesting Pokemon that stand out. First of all, there's Palafin, who I guess is not that unique. I guess they also have Salamence, who is pretty interesting, but they have that Lycanroc, which I personally respect. I don't know what it's going to do exactly. I think Lycanroc has okay speed, decent attack. It has Tough Claws as an ability, which is good, but it's also pretty frail, so typically they run Focus Sash. I think Rotom's great here, though. Rotom actually is just really good against my opponent's entire team. Like, it can 1v1 almost all of them, obviously depending on what sets they're running and stuff. From there, Baxcalibur. Let me quickly check the EVs. I should have done that beforehand, right? But you can't go down. Okay, that's fine. What about my Assault Vest Skeledirge? I do not think Assault Vest Skeledirge is going to be great here, to be honest, because they have a lot of physical attackers, and the special attackers they do have are capable of taking on Skeledirge, so I don't think I'm going to be bringing that. I actually like Mimikyu here as well. I think I'm going to lead Rotom. I do also like Garchomp, but I wonder if there's a world where I actually bring Kingambit. I think this is max HP, max special defense. It is. So that's good against Goldango and Hydreigon. I'm going to bring that though. Although the funny thing is, I think with the rising popularity of Kingambit, the rising prevalence of Kingambit, I do believe some Goldangos have been starting to run Focus Blast. So that's something we should be aware of. But if they do not have Focus Blast, then we are going to have a good matchup against that Goldango. So let's see how this goes. But either way, Rotom's the best. In the team report that I read from the person who made this team, they did say that Rotom is the Pokemon that they bring the most. And I can see that. This Pokemon's extremely good right now. They lead Garchomp. Honestly, I don't know if I want to Terrasilize right away. My Kingambit has Tera Flying, which sounds funny, but it gives us a resistance to fighting and also immunity to ground. And then, of course, Mimikyu has Tera Fire, which is really good against Goldango. So with those 2 points in mind, I'm just going to Hydro Pump here. It'll do neutral damage, and I don't really expect them to hit me with a ground type move, a dragon type move. Something else that they said in their team report was basically that because of the prevalence of Tera Fairy Rotom, the opponents don't typically use dragon type moves against them because they're kind of afraid that they're gonna, do that. So we get the good damage on Garchomp. They get up their rocks. We are immune to Earthquake, obviously. I'm just gonna Hydro Pump. They could have Outrage. They just go Spikes though. Okay. If we hit this Hydro Pump, that's pretty good for us. Although, of course, the fact that they just set up a couple hazards is pretty scary. We do get that Hydro Pump going, which is fantastic. Good start here. Of course, given that we are Choice Specs though, we are locked into Hydro Pump. And if my opponent's savvy about Rotom, which, I mean, Rotom's one of the most popular Pokemon here, so, it doesn't take a lot to be aware of it. But basically what I'm trying to say here is they can probably assess with the damage that I did that I am Choice Specs, so they probably are aware that I'm locked into this Hydro Pump, which means that they can kind of switch accordingly. They go into Hydreigon. I think this is a good opportunity for me to go into Kingambit. They might have Fire Blast or Flamethrower. I'm not sure they'll predict that though. They might, but I think this is just a good switch for me. And then if I feel like I benefit from pulling the trigger on going for the I don't know, substitute or something, that can also work. But let's see what happens here. Basically this is early enough in the game that we're kind of just scouting for what my opponent's going to want to do. Although I will be honest, the fact that they got up Stealth Rock and Spikes is pretty bad for us. So they go Dark Pulse. Again, we are max HP and max special defense, so we take that really well, and we're going to recover some of that off with these leftovers. Typically, Hydreigon is choice, so I'm just gonna, this might be super risky. I'm wanting to go for Substitute here. I don't think we want to switch anything into this Hydreigon. We definitely don't want Rotom to take more damage than it needs to, and we definitely don't want Mimikyu's Disguise to get broken so early, so I'm just going to go ahead and set up a Substitute. However, my opponent does stay in here, which is pretty scary. I wonder if they're Tera Fire? That would be horrible for us. They're Tera Steel. Interesting. So I guess they expected me to go for maybe a Steel type move or something. But if my opponent... Oh, wow. I was just about to say, if my opponent does not have a Fire type move, I think we're in a good spot. But the funny thing is we actually have just enough HP left to make a Substitute, which actually gives us the opportunity to, get off that Substitute. But honestly, this isn't fantastic for us. I can go for Guillotine. Now, I really need to read up on this because I'm pretty sure there are certain Pokemon that Guillotine does not affect. At least that used to be the case. I think what I have to just do here, let's see. They only have one more Pokemon left. I think I have an okay matchup given whatever they might have left. So with that in mind, I guess what I'm getting at here is I think I just go Cleave into Sucker Punch here. I could try to go for the, what am I trying to say? I could try to go for the Guillotine there, but I think it's just too risky. Given that we know that they can kill us pretty easily, I think we just want to get off as much damage on this thing as possible. And that Cleave does a lot of damage. So if they're relying on Heat Wave to kill me, there is a chance that it misses, although I'm low enough on HP that they possibly could just go for Flash Cannon, which would probably do the trick. I think I just Sucker Punch here, just get off this damage. Unless they're like Nasty Plot or Substitute, which would be awful for me, but I do get off a ton of damage there, which is amazing. They did take the risk and go for Heat Wave. If they had missed there, obviously that would have been perfect for me. I could have ended things right here. Given their last Pokemon though, I'm just gonna go ahead and go into Mimikyu now and just finish this thing off with Shadow Sneak. And then I have my Disguise intact against whatever they go into. If they have Goldango, I do have the Tera Fire for that. And then, I mean, and also with that being said, they've terastallized, which means they can no longer terastallize. If their last Pokemon is Palafin, I also feel pretty confident because then I just go Play Rough and then maybe follow that up with a Shadow Sneak. And then if they're not dead yet, then I have Rotom in the back to take those water type moves. Because typically Palafin just has like, you know, water type moves. Let's see what they go for though. Okay, it's Lycanroc, awesome. I think that's a pretty good matchup for me because then I just go Play Rough. I'm guaranteed to get off hit. Now, actually the thing I hadn't thought about here, and I don't think there's a way I could have really avoided this, but Lycanroc does get a unique move, Accelerock, which of course is a priority rock type move. So it's possible they kill me here, which is actually pretty unfortunate. But I mean, there's nothing else I can really do here. Yeah. They do kill me. Okay, good for them, I guess. So they're still in the game. I'm only taking Stealth Rock damage here, though. Luckily, I'm not taking the Spikes damage because I have Levitate. This could be a little bit of a mind game if I Tera Fairy expecting them to crunch. Or they could just go for a rock type move. I am going to Tera Fairy, honestly, just on the off chance that they go for crunch. Because if they have like Iron Head, I don't think they're gonna go for it because I'm a water type. So I don't, that would be like an extreme like 10 head play if they did that. So I think I'm safe going for the Tera Fairy. If they have like a super strong rock type move and they kill me here, I mean, it is what it is. They have Reversal, okay. So it actually ends up being really significant that I Tera Fairy'd there because I end up resisting that. And given the damage, I don't know if I would have died to it anyway, but either way, that ends up being really good for me. So pretty good first game, and this team is feeling really strong. I really like it, and yeah, great way to end that first game. Fun stuff. Let's go to game 2. Here we are in game 2. My opponent's team is very very scary. Each of these Pokemon is pretty annoying. They've got Breloom, they've got Volcarona, they've got Dragonite. I definitely like Garchomp here because I would love to set up hazards in the face of their sweepers. Though if I do that, I do fear the Breloom. Skeledirge is also a solid option here because it's got the Assault Vest, but it also doesn't mind the Dragonite and the Volcarona. I think I want to go Garchomp and Skeledirge. I definitely don't love that Breloom, and I really hope they don't bring it. I kind of want to bring Rotom here as well. I mean, Rotom's just so good. I can't say that enough. Rotom is amazing. Kind of want to lead with it too, but you know, if I bring these 3 Pokemon, I kind of feel like my team is pretty susceptible to Breloom, but what else can I do? I could lead Baxcalibur if I'm that afraid of Breloom. I could lead Baxcalibur and like Terastallize turn 1. That seems kind of bad though, but Baxcalibur is really solid against my opponent's entire team, so I actually think I want to do it that way. Maybe that's wrong. Let's bring these 3. I think this is a little bit more well-rounded, and it lets me play around the Breloom, and Baxcalibur is just so good that it's, you know, a solid option against just about everything my opponent has, I guess. Another thing is, you know, with Baxcalibur, typically Baxcalibur, of course, as an Ice type, is weak to Goldango's Steel type moves, but with the Tera Electric, we end up resisting it, so that's a nice little play there. They do lead Goldango. Now they could have Thunder Wave. I've seen a few Goldangos running around with Thunder Wave. I don't love the idea of terastallizing right away, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. They could have Tera Flying, but I'm just gonna do this. Maybe I should have gone Tera Electric if I'm really worried about like Tera Flying Goldango, but I don't know. I think that this is just a safe play for me. I guess I could have also possibly set up Dragon Dance, but I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Because my other thing is, like, the other Pokemon I have in the back that I'd really love to Terastallize is Rotom, but Rotom's Rotom's water and electric type is also just really good anyway. So they tricked me a Choice Scarf, which is pretty funny because Baxcalibur is actually not bad with a Choice Scarf. So they actually kind of made me a little scary for the rest of their team. The thing is, I'm now locked into Earthquake, and there's definitely a chance that they go into something that resists it. Do I make the super crazy prediction and go right into Rotom here? Okay. They're not staying in, right? I'm switching out. I kind of feel like they're not going to stay in with a Goldango here. I don't know. Maybe this was... we'll see how this pays off. Or if this pays off. It might not. They do switch. Great. That's great. Yeah, I feel like they were not going to stay in. And if they have Dragonite, they could just absolutely go into that. If they go Dragonite here... Do I trick? I do. I'm going to trick. Dragonite's just so good right now, and usually if we can remove its item, that's going to be fantastic for us. So we trick here. If they go into Goldango, honestly, that's kind of a worst case scenario because giving Goldango choice specs is horrible for us. But we could possibly make that work. But either way, the worst case scenario here is if they substitute. If they substitute, I'm going to cry. Otherwise, anything else they go for, I am just fine with. They do Dragon Dance. That's just fine. That's just fine. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to switch into Skeledirge, predicting them to go extreme speed now because they obviously can no longer Dragon Dance. They give us, we get their heavy duty boots. So we're going to go Skeledirge expecting the extreme speed. If they predict this switch and go Earthquake, I don't think... Wow, okay, this is great, actually, yeah. The thing is, they might go Goldango here. They do, okay. Well, we are Assault Vest, and I don't think I want to switch anything else in here. Trying to think. Do I, though? I think I do. Yeah, I think I do here. This is bad. Well, here, okay, let me explain the reason I switched here. If they have Volcarona in the back and I lose Skeledirge here, or I get Skeledirge really low, I kind of can, it's possible I could lose the game to Volcarona. So I think this is just a safer play. I take that really well. And then I think I'm just safe to go Tera Electric here, right? Or just Icicle. Well, Icicle Spear, now that I don't have loaded dice, yeah, I think I just got to go Tera Blast here. Although at the same time, I could have just gone Earthquake because if they go into Dragonite, then it's no longer immune to Earthquake. But either way, it's kind of the safer move. If their last Pokemon in the back is Garchomp, that's obviously really bad for me, but I still think this is fine. Like, if their last Pokemon's Garchomp, then Baxcalibur can help us win the game. If their last Pokemon's, I don't know, Breloom, we still have options. It is Breloom though. Oh no. Okay, I think I just gotta go Tera Electric again. Ooh. Actually, no, this is kind of tough. Okay. I think Skeledirge is my most disposable Pokemon remaining. I hope they just go Mach Punch here. If they do, that's just fantastic for us. But Skeledirge is my most disposable Pokemon, like I said, because we know that they have Dragonite. They could have Bulldoze. I'm just going to spam Torch Song until, hoping I wake up at some point. Yeah, they could just kill me with Bulldoze, though. I definitely don't take that well at all. Okay, so Skeledirge is dead here. Now what? We can't go into Rotom. Yeah, Breloom's just so good. Ooh, okay, they predicted me to switch into Rotom here, so if they give me a chance to wake up, that is huge. Okay, come on, wake up, please. Oh god, okay. I wonder if that'd be funny if I go into Rotom now. I'm not going to though. They go Bulldoze, yeah. I just feel like I need to just let Skeledirge die because knowing that my Rotom, I'm pretty sure they outspeed Rotom because my Rotom's, I believe, max HP and max special attack. So I'm pretty sure Breloom naturally outspeeds that. So I don't want to go into Rotom because then they can just spore me. So now I go into Baxcalibur. I am no longer weak to Mach Punch. I just have to hope to get the kill with Icicle Spear. So let's see how this goes. This is really scary. Oh, that's one hit. We just need 3 hits. Or 2. I was even gonna say that. I was gonna say or 2 if we get a critical hit or a high roll. That is fantastic. Okay. And honestly, with Dragonite being their last Pokemon, I do like just going for the... I mean, honestly, it's possible they kill me with extreme speed, but I do just like going for the Icicle Spear here just to get off as much damage through the multi-scale, even though I know it's no longer super effective against them. They do extreme speed. Come on, please live. I know Baxcalibur is bulky. Wow. Oh, no way! A crit for a crit, am I right? Okay, I guess that's fair, right, everyone? I guess that's only fair. I crit them and they crit me back. Okay, everyone. It's on. So they have my choice specs. They are locked into extreme speed. I can no longer terrestrialize, so I don't... Well, I guess it wouldn't matter. I'm gonna Volt Switch... I think I have to just Hydro Pump just to get off as much damage as possible, even though I think we're probably losing this. Okay, we live 2. I don't know if we can kill them. Oh, and of course I just miss. Okay. Obviously, the safer bet is just going for Volt Switch first, just to guarantee that we break the multi-scale. I'm not sure that Hydro Pump kills them, though, after that. So maybe that was a mistake on my part. Let's see how much this does. Yeah, I don't think 2 Hydro Pumps was going to kill them, so I kind of feel like we were going to lose this game anyway because of their crit. But like I said, I mean, I got the crit on Icicle Spear against their Breloom. I mean, I think there was a good chance I was going to hit 3 times anyway, so I was probably killing them regardless, but that's not for certain, right? So I guess that was an interesting one that ended up relying on hacks. Well played by my opponent. You know, that was a really fun one. I kind of feel like we maneuvered to the best of our ability, but I've said this before, I just play poorly against Breloom. I guess, you know, if I had Tera Grass on the Skeledirge, like if I had saved my Terrastalize, I would be immune to Spore, which would actually give me an edge against Breloom. So like if I hadn't Terrastalized the Baxcalibur turn 1, I could have just Baxcalibured. I could have Terrastalized the Skeledirge against their Breloom, predicting the Bulldoze, and then get off a ton of damage against them, and then I'm immune to Spore. That was probably the right play. So yes, I did lose this. Given how I played this game, I ended up losing 2 hacks, but there could have been a situation where I played differently in the beginning, so that it didn't have to rely on hacks, or hacks didn't have to matter. Like I could have won this game had I played well enough to, you know, predict if they were going to bring Breloom or not. So with that turn 1 Terrastalize with Baxcalibur, I expected them to go Make It Rain, but I guess the smarter play was just to expect the Shadow Ball or the trick, right? But you never know. You never know with people. I'm not the best at making predictions. I feel like I'm kind of 50-50 when it comes to predictions, and, you know, sometimes you win those, sometimes you lose those. But anyways, let's get one more game here. And game number 3. Now, I can say I'm really enjoying this team, and I highly recommend it. If you are trying to level up, if you're trying to get to Master Ball rank, or just trying to rank up, I definitely recommend this team. So the code, of course, is in the beginning of the video. I'll also post it in the description. We've got more Rotom, we've got more Dragonite, some Goldango, some Garchomp, the usual suspects. You know, my team is obviously a bunch of Pokemon that are typically brought anyway, so I can't really complain, but kind of like Mimikyu? I mean, Rotom's always good, right? Do I just lead Rotom for like the 50th time? That doesn't sound too bad if I'm being honest. Baxcalibur, I don't love, to be honest, because they have that Skeledirge. What about my Skeledirge? I could bring my Skeledirge. Tera Grass actually seems okay. And then what do I like in the back? I kind of like Mimikyu. I keep wanting to call it Rotom for some reason. I've also got my Baxcalibur, which is like okay. Huh. Kingambit. Did I say Baxcalibur? I'm tired, if you couldn't tell. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It's got to be Mimikyu or Kingambit. I didn't give myself enough time to think about it. I'm going to go Kingambit because I've got that priority, and I've got Substitute. Mimikyu also would have been decent, but we'll see how that goes. We will see. Yeah, so let me know in the comments what you've been thinking of these teams. What do you think of this team? And what are some Pokemon that have been working really well for you in singles? Obviously, I've been trying a lot of kooky, fun things, creative things. So this time around, I'm just kind of using a bunch of conventional stuff, but it's been working really well. They do lead Chomp. I think I'm just going to go ahead and Hydro Pump turn 1 like I did last time. I feel like they are just going to go Rocks again. I could Terrasilize and knock them out in one hit, but if they're Focus Sash, I mean, Tera Fairy's like pretty good, but then that makes Skeledirge possibly worse against some of their Pokemon. You know what, everyone? I'm doing it. I never learn, right? I never learn. Let's see how this goes. If they're Sash, I'm gonna cry. If they're Tera Fairy or something, I'm gonna cry. But we'll see. Rotom just has such a great matchup against Garchomp. I guess I just didn't want like a repeat of what happened in the previous game where, you know, they get up 2 layers of hazards and, you know, I don't kill with the Hydro Pump. There's also a chance, of course, that I miss with the Hydro Pump. So I don't know. We're going to see how this plays out. They go Dragon Claw. Oh, that's perfect. They could have Focus Sash though, so we'll see. But if they don't have Focus Sash, this is just such a perfect turn 1 for us. Fairy is such an amazing offensive type right now in the metagame. Perfect, yeah. There's nothing that's immune to it. There are only a few things that resist it, and then the things that don't resist it take a ton of damage from it. So yeah, that was a great turn 1 for us. Of course, that does give them the initiative to switch into something else, but I just feel like we definitely have the upper hand right now. Now, I mean, going Dragon Claw against a Mimic or against a Rotom, like that's a pretty interesting play. Okay, you know what? We're gonna test out if they have Focus Blast. If they don't have Focus Blast, Kingambit has a fantastic matchup against Goldango, although they could kind of expect this and maybe Thunder Wave or something. No, they do just go Make It Rain. I think I'm gonna sub here because I feel like there's a high chance that they're just gonna switch out now, right? They could have Trick. I think. Well, obviously, if they have Trick, then they can't go for it because that means they're gonna have a choice item. And if they have a choice item, that means they're locked into Make It Rain. Awesome. So I get off a sub, which is fantastic. Dark is another type that's also really good in the meta right now because it has so few things that resist it. So they do go into Dragonite. Do I ever go Gelatin? I'm going to cleave first just to break the multi-scale. And because I'm behind a sub, I kind of feel like they might feel pressured to like break my sub. Yeah, just like that. So because I'm behind a sub, like I said, I feel like they're kind of afraid of it. They're kind of like, oh, I have to break it. So I feel like I'm pretty confident that they would not go for Dragon Dance there. Knowing the rest of their team, I think I want to go into Skeledirge here. Knowing that their last one is Goldango, I know that Skeledirge is kind of the weakest link again. And if I can switch it in on like a Fire Punch or something and possibly survive an Earthquake and just get off some damage on this Dragonite, then I'm in a really good position. And even if they kill me with Earthquake here, that's also just fine. I think I just go Shadow Ball here. Yeah, even if they kill me here, you know, actually, maybe that was stupid because if they're Terra Normal, oh, but they're switching. Wow. Okay, so I am like I do have a lot of special attack investment. Wow. All right. Okay. Oh, well, I don't kill them. That's awkward. That's okay though. Just trying to think ahead here. This might seem like a weird play, but I'm going Kingambit now. And then if I can knock out this Goldango, then I'm free to just basically... They might trick me, though. Oh, they do have Focus Blast, and they made that prediction. No way you do that. I'm not certain their choice, though. Wow. Okay, well, I think I'm free to go into this and just Tera Blast. If they're choiced, this is great for me. Although, you know what? The funny thing is, if they're not choiced and they have Make It Rain, we might lose here. So I don't really know what I was thinking, but I go Tera Blast here because it'll definitely kill Goldango. And if they switch into Dragonite, it's dead too. No way, dude. So, okay, if they're Goldango's choice, we win the game because they either go Make It Rain to kill Rotom or they go Shadow Ball to kill Skeledirge. But whichever move they go for, the other Pokemon can take the other move, if that makes any sense. Wow. That was, I mean, right? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. This was a crazy game here. They go Goldango. I'm expecting them to be choice. If they are choice, they go make it rain here. Then we're good to go. GG, bro. They do have Tera. That's pretty scary, actually. Though I am Rotom, and I'm a Fairy type, and I'm max HP. They could go Tera Steel. No, they go Tera Ghost. Okay. Maybe they're going to go Shadow Ball here just to be safe. That would make some amount of sense. I should still live it, though, unless they're choice specs. They could be choice specs. This is a roller coaster of a game. If they kill me, they're definitely choice specs. Oh, my... Are you serious, mate? Oh my god. No way. Wow. I'm gonna have to calc it to see if regular choice specs Tera Goldango would kill there, but we are Assault Vest. If they're choice Scarf, there's a chance we live this, but they're also Terrassalized. Wow, you gotta be kidding me. There's something in the water today making everyone get all these crits. All right, let's see how this one goes here. Oh my god. No way. Okay, so Tera boosted Shadow Ball. They're probably choice specs, right? My opponent should not have won that game. Oh my... That is just, wow, that feels so bad to leave off on, but it's fine. It's kind of a funny thing, you know, because it was purely luck, I'm pretty sure. I am going to calc it. Now, the funny thing is, or I don't know if this is a funny thing, I haven't found a calc online that what am I trying to say? I haven't found a calc online that uses Terrastalize, if that makes any sense. Like, all the damage calcs I found, I don't think they have an option to Terrastalize, so I don't know how to... maybe there's a calc out there. There probably is, but I'm going to look for one to see if there is one out there, because I really want to know if the presumably choice specs Tera Ghost Shadow Ball Goldango does one-hit KO full health Rotom. You know, again, I was max HP. I am a Rotom. Rotom has pretty good HP. Well, actually, to be fair, Rotom has weak HP, but its special defense is good. So who knows? Who knows? I feel like I should not have died there, and I feel like I should not have lost that game, but if they were actually choice specs, then maybe it did not matter. Either way, that was a really funny game here. I was so confident that I'd won that one. So that's 2 games in a row that I lost to a crit, that I'm pretty sure I lost to a crit. So funny stuff there, but either way, I think, you know, despite the fact that I lost 2 games there, I still had a lot of fun. I would dare to say I still played well. I definitely could have played better, but I believe that I played to the best of my ability in a lot of cases there, and I still got to showcase that awesome team. So once again, I really recommend that team. It's a lot of fun. All the Pokemon on that team are really good. They all have a good purpose for being brought, and you know, they all put in a lot of work in the meta. So yeah, I actually have an idea for one more team that I'm going to do, and one more video that I'm going to do for the end of this season. And then of course, the next one I'll do after that will be season 2 with the Paradox, or series 2 rather, with the Paradox Pokemon. So let me know if there are any Paradox Pokemon that you'd like to see me use first in series 2. Right now, I kind of have my heart set on Roaring Moon because I think it's awesome, but there's so many good ones and so many unique ones. So let me know if there's certain ones that you'd like to see me build around, and I will. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and please subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. I'm looking forward to making more, and I hope you're enjoying. Thank you all for watching my videos. It really helps me out, and I'll talk to you next time.